So it ain't what we aware of, it's how we are aware of it. And with the wrong filtering system, with the wrong moral compass, with the wrong emotional intelligence, with the wrong logic, you might be receiving something through the wrong experience. So your way of reacting and responding to it may be wrong and things of that nature. And that's a form of a mental illness because you have certain blockages there that have been accumulated from certain experiences that develops into traumas that may be so small on a percentage level, you're not seeing it as a trauma. So it's a way that your subconscious mind is already trained to develop events in your life. And if you don't know how to catch that, this is what keep causing mental illnesses in ways where you can't even say that it's a mental illness because the world is constructed in this manner. You know what I'm saying? For an example, a mental illness is almost as simple as a person being frustrated that they woke up too late for their job. And let's say they keep thinking about that every day and things of that nature. That's you allowed the world to develop a mental illness not on you. Now, I'm not saying don't care about your job, but how you let it affect your internal world. It ain't what we do, it's how we do things. How you let it affect your internal world is your ability and someone else who not you to be able to look at you to pinpoint your mental illness or not. And a person who develop a mental illness off that too much, right, will even be a frustrating person to be around because this person allowed their job to build their character. So this person is a frustrating person inside because they don't like the work. Outside, they just express you having to walk on eggshells around them with things that don't even have anything to do with their job because you're their family member or something like that. And if you're not the more emotional intelligent one to have that conversation, for they could be aware of what kind of spiritual space that they are in, and for they could be aware of their mental illness, then you could be the more spiritual adult one, even if you're younger, or the child, to be able to help this person be aware of they have a mental illness and they need to stop bringing the emotional trauma of them not wanting to work onto the family and other areas because they food wasn't cooked on time or something like that. So it's World War III in the household because the food ain't cooked on time. Where really we know that's not the actual issue. The actual issue is you just don't like to work late. And you have allowed that job, even though you need it to support your family, you still allowed, it ain't what we do, it's how we do it. You allow it to affect you internally in a way where it's playing out negatively in other areas. But if you allow that job to affect you in another way, you won't be bringing this negative energy that you don't want to work anyway to the household. You will be able to separate that and be like, yeah, this is an emotional illness and I don't need to take my frustration out on my family, and I need to know at work I need to be there to support my family. So let me take this anger and in a more productive way. And you might even, God might even give you a creative idea that if you direct it in a productive way, that creative idea make you be able to quit that job because you're making more money off that business, and you was able to take that check from that job to do so. And now the job won't even frustrate you because even if you got to work a little longer before you build it, you can smile at the job now because you know you get ready to quit and you got a purpose behind it. So it ain't even frustrating you either. You can't wait to wake up because now you got another purpose in life. You see what I'm saying? You're not just working to work. You're working for a purpose, a goal, a creative gift, or a talent. So the whole purpose is being aware of what you're dealing with to the point you can know what's exactly causing you to do what you do. What's exactly causing you to react how you're reacting. Therefore, before you react or before you do something, you're able to do it in the most clearest perspective, aka without the mental illness. Because we be passing up jobs, opportunities, ways of making money, good relationships, family relationships, partnerships, all kind of stuff based on a mental illness. And then when God brings someone in our lives that can help us with that, we're not seeing it through that filter. We're seeing it through a rose-colored glasses, all puns intended. And that rose-colored glasses, you're seeing it through the glass itself, on the lens itself, is a whole bunch of trauma, insecurities, mental illnesses, blockages. And you're not seeing the full perspective. And therefore, if we have to do a lot more shadow work, so we take the rose-colored glasses off, so when these things is presented to us from God, we're able to see it clearly Regardless if we experience a negative or positive situation, we know that it was something presented from God for us to withdraw so we can know the know-how to go to our next portion of life. Or you just a person who just want to stay stuck, dice out in the position that you are in, and you're justifying it why it's the best decision, which is not. Now,